Hi, welcome back. Again, just to remind ourselves where we left off last week, we were in the Mishnah in Pirkei Avos, the second parak, where Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai gives his 5 students a mission to go off and find what is the way to cling to Hashem. So last week we saw the first opinion of Rabbi Eliezer, who said that the way to cling to Hashem is Ayin Tova, and we explained it, and you can look at your email from last week. So now I'd like to go and do the next 2 shitas at least, and that's Chaver Tov and Shachin Tov. Now comes along the second opinion of Rabbi Yeshua, and he says, listen, don't get me wrong, Ayin Tova is very important. But if you really want to cling to Hashem, the way to do it is you need to have a Chaver Tov. What does he mean by having a Chaver Tov? So he wants to say as follows: a person is going to have nisyonot, tests, all the time in life. That's his life. You need to have tests. You're going to have tests. And the question is that people need someone else to help them overcome their tests. And you need people to encourage you, and you also have to be a Chaver Tov to other people to encourage them. And he says the way to cling to Hashem is don't try to do it yourself. You need to have a Chaver Tov. I can tell you from my experiences working with students for many, many years, and also my students that I teach who are the seminary girls and who are a little younger, but I always tell them, when you leave Eretz Yisrael and you go back now to university and colleges, so I always tell them that your chevra is going to help you keep your growth in your Judaism, in your growth. You need to have Chaver Tov. Now that's not only true for a 19-year-old seminary girl. That's also true for a graduate student. That's also true for a business person. And now eventually, Amir Hashem, the Chaver Tov that we have is going to be our life partner. And that's going to be a different shear of Shalom Bayis and things to that effect. But Chaver Tov, people go through nisyonot, people go through tests, and that is going to be the way you're going to cling to Hashem. Now it doesn't mean that you only have that Chaver Tov and quote unquote dump your old friends or not have friends that aren't helping you grow. But you need to have friends in your circle that are like-minded, quote unquote, in the sense that they want to have a relationship with Hashem. And therefore, the way to cling to Hashem, if you're going to go through tests, you need to have a good chaver to help you through that test. That's the second opinion in the Mishnah. The third opinion comes from Rav Yossi. And Rav Yossi says, listen, don't get me wrong. I agree with the first opinion of Ayin Tova. And I even agree with the second opinion of Chaver Tov. But Rav Yossi comes along and says Shachin Tov. You need to have a shchuna. You can't be your own lighthouse. You got to be in a place where there are other people coming and doing what you're doing. People going to shul, people going to shiurim. Rav Yossi and Kisma is a famous rabbi who in Pirkei Avos later on in the Masechta they ask him, do you want to come teach us Torah? We live out in, quote unquote, Yehupitzville in the middle of nowhere, but we'll give you a great salary. And Rav Yossi says, I'm only going to live in a place where there's a lot of Torah Jews. You can give me all the money, I'm not going to go. So Rav Yossi comes along and he says, listen, you want to go to work? You have to go to work. Go to work. You're going to be involved in contracts, you're going to be involved in accounting and doctors and lawyers, and you're going to be around the real world. Fine, beautiful. But you need to have that oxygen mask. You want to be able to cling to Hashem. When you come home at night and you open up your windows, you want to see little Jewish children going to school. You need to be in a Shachin Tov. That's going to be our oxygen mask to be able to cling to Hashem. Because don't forget, the Mishnah comes off and says, Amar lehem tzu'uru ezihi derech tova shidabek ba'adam. What is the way that the derech hayashar that a person can come and cling to Hashem? And now, all of a sudden, we've now seen 3 opinions. The first opinion we saw last week is Ayin Tova. The second opinion that we saw today is Chaver Tov, and today we also saw the third opinion of Shachin Tov. So now what we're going to have to do is see the last 2 opinions, and why is it that the 5th opinion is the one that includes all the opinions, and Amir Hashem, I will see everybody next week.